Hey guys, Jarek and Komodo here, and hey, we're playing some Trials Fusion Beta, and you have not played this at all. You did see a decent amount of gameplay at Trials Evolution. I brought you over for a few voiceovers, but I don't think you've ever actually played Trials.
No, I have.
You have? What Trials did you play?
Evolution. It was like you, me, Raptor, and...
Right, we did some multiplayer for it, so... I mean, a limited experience, but you know what you're watching, basically, for the most part.
Hey, it's not like I've never played Trials before, come on.
Anyway, I just pre-ordered Trials Fusion. It comes out very soon, and I actually did not know there was a closed beta. So hey, here's the closed beta. The first thing I noticed looks much better than Trials Evolution, which, I mean, you should be expecting that. You can see it's a pretty big graphical leap from Trials Evolution, but
it's pretty.
Yeah, it does look very good. I will give it that much. Part of me is immediately comparing it to Trials Evolution and saying, wow, it does look a lot better, but the other part of me is being that PC elitist and going, man, this could look so much better if it was like on the CryEngine or the latest Unreal Engine. But you know, I gotta give credit where credit is due. They definitely did update the engine quite a lot. It obviously still does run on the same engine that was Trials Evolution's engine, just updated pretty massively. So that's actually a good thing, obviously. Less work on the developers, and it plays pretty much the same. The momentum, the physics, and everything feel very similar. So it's still Trials, just with a pretty big upgrade. And he still dies in horrible ways whenever you beat the level. So what's in the beta? The beta, it gives you about 50% of the campaign, which is pretty generous considering, well, it's pretty generous and not pretty generous at the same time. 50% of the campaign, that was pretty difficult for me to say. It took, I think, like 2.5 hours for me. I'm sure it could take a little bit more time if I wanted to go back through and make sure I got gold on everything and, you know, really take my time 100% completing it. But that's not really why people play Trials. Sure, the campaign is fun, but it's the map editor. You know, that's still there. It's locked off for the beta, obviously, so, you know, you can't really edit things or download other maps yet. When the game fully comes out, obviously, you will be able to, but, I mean, that kept me going for so many hours in Trials Evolution. I mean, you saw what they were able to do.
It was kind of ridiculous, at least what I saw from the people you had acquired maps from. And I'm actually really interested in seeing what people will do with this game. And
there was... Now, I had Trials Evolution for the 360 because it did not come out on PC for such a long time. In fact, they never announced it for PC. I think it was like a year and a half later it came out on PC, and that was... I think that was more along the lines of, oh, hey, this game sold really well. And I don't know what's going on here, random freeze frame. I think the logic on that was, well, Trials Evolution sold extremely well, so... You know, there's a big PC market, why not put it out on PC? So I don't think they originally planned to, so they ported it to PC, and apparently it had a lot of issues. It had a lot of frame rate issues. It was kind of a bad port. What I can say with Trials Fusion is that is not the case. It runs very smoothly. It never dipped below 60 frames. Or at least that's what Dxtory is telling me. I have no idea how many frames it actually was running since I only have, unfortunately, a 60 Hz LCD. So I could be running this game at like 150 frames, which I probably am, but I don't really know. I do need to upgrade my LCD, but that's for another time. So yeah, it runs very well on PC. I am playing this on PC. I'm not playing it on consoles, especially since... Actually, I'm not sure if this is... I'm pretty sure this is only a quote-unquote next-gen release. I have to put next-gen in quotes there.
Yeah, I'm kind of making a... It's kind of a sneering face because... I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying not to say too much here because I know half of you guys watching that are just came here because you saw the name of Trials Fusion and you don't know who I am and you don't want to hear me ripping on the consoles that you just spent $400 to $500 on, so I'm gonna try to tone that down a little bit. Yeah, it's a very good PC port, or a very good PC release. Actually, it doesn't feel like a port at all. It feels almost like it was natively made for PC originally, which makes sense considering the x86 architecture of the quote-unquote next-gen consoles. So,
there's your body.
You were very easily amused by that.
I'm sorry. This is all new to me.
But yes, it runs very smooth. So, long story short, if you were concerned about buying this on PC, don't feel concerned. It pretty much runs like it's supposed to and does everything it's supposed to. So yeah, I really want to see what they're doing with the custom maps. That's something that I'm actually genuinely excited about because Trials Evolution far exceeded my expectations. But we already talked about it a little bit, but the fact that you have a motorcycle game and for some reason there are custom maps where it's a first-person horror, and you can have like all these 2D, almost sprite-based games. And, like, the amount of things they did with that track editor was just not expected.
I gotta be honest, thinking about editing levels and things like that, and basically games that let you create so much content, or really let the user create so much content, it makes me miss my PS3. It makes me miss Little Big Planet. I did so much with that game, never published any of it, but I had such big ambitions, you know, sat down doing all these crazy things.
That's the thing with building stuff, is like, you have the image in your head and you're like, I'm gonna start building this, you know, the motivation to do it, you start doing it, and then it's just like, alright, I started, now I don't care. you get to that point where it's like, now I'm not excited about this anymore. I've done a little bit of it, and I'm okay, I'm done. Let's move on to something else exciting that's new.
I think for me it was more or less the fact that, like, really with a lot of creative processes, you put so much time and effort into it, and it really seems like the result is so much less than what you put into it.
My expectations were so much higher than that. Making myself depressed now. I was never really one to build stuff, so I'm just glad that the sharing was so easy in Trials Evolution. I'm not sure how easy it'll be in Trials Fusion. I would assume it's more or less the same. I mean, it's the same engine, just upgraded engine, so
what can you really change there?
Well, the biggest change, and this is the only thing that concerns me, and this is only relevant to us playing on PC. See, when I played Trials Evolution on 360, you know, that's all through Xbox Live, Uplay is involved here. So I don't know how that's going to work. Oh, and here we're getting into the. I'm going to interrupt myself a little bit. We're getting into the kind of customization. As of right now, you know, in the beta, it doesn't seem to be too much unlocked, because, you know, I just got it. Even if there wasn't in the beta, I wouldn't have too much unlocked anyway. But there's a decent amount of customization you can do. I mean, not too. It doesn't seem to be too much on the actual motorcycles. More or less, just change the color and get different tires that look interesting.
I'm sorry, I just had a scary thought. What if there was like a vehicle like that one from the, what was it, Garbage Truck Simulator or Street Sweeper Simulator, where it was just like the wheels are made of people?
Knowing the track editor, I swear the track editor in this game is like having built-in mods. It really is. And this is what I was talking about. There's a decent amount of customization options. Nothing is unlocked yet because, you know, I haven't reached the level. I think if you kept playing the beta and got to that level, you'd be able to already access pretty much everything within the beta. But that would take a long time without actually continuing to play the game.
Couple things I want to say here. First and foremost, I saw Biotech and instantly thought of the armor set from DC Universe Online, which I started playing again and then I got bored with very quickly.
That's how I feel about every MMO.
Whatever, fuck you. Moving on, the other thing I want to say is you look like a funky Boba Fett.
That sounds like a disco song. So, you know, I'm just kind of messing with the colors a little bit. It's nice that you can change the colors, but I wish I could change the color of everything. Kind of like do what Halo did, basically, with the armor, where you have like 3 different options of colors to change different parts of it. Okay. I still wish Halo was more specific with that too, and I could choose what parts of the actual armor I wanted to like have stripes here or something like that. But
you said Halo. I thought Halo 1 was just like, but you could only choose like one solid color for the whole armor.
Yeah, I missed the whole black armor in Halo 1, and then it was just gone after that. I don't know what happened.
Just gunmetal after that.
Yeah, that was strange. I originally changed the color to red, and then just decided that looked really ugly and just put it to black, and that looked fine. But yeah, I'm just kind of showing off the customization options a little bit. I want the outsider the outsider armor, because that's basically what it looks like, is armor a little bit. It looks cool. There's a lot of interesting artwork. Everything I could say about this game, like really the biggest way to describe this game is very polished. It's obvious that they got a...
I thought you said very Polish.
Yes. How would one thing be Polish?
I don't know.
Which reminds me, no, Jarek's not my real name. I'm not Polish. Please stop asking.
I knew a guy that came to the game stuff I used to work at. Never mind. Moving on.
But yes, it's very, very polished. It's a very polished game. It's very obvious that it got a budget increase. Things just work very well. The music is better now. It sounds very nice. A lot of it's kind of like drum and bass. The best way I can describe it is somewhat similar to Pendulum.
Oh, I love Pendulum.
So the music's kind of similar to that. There's two different narrators. One of them is very obviously the same voice actor that voice acted for Elizabeth Darling in Blood Dragon.
Oh god.
And I can't unhear it. As soon as I noticed that, I just could not unhear it. And you think more about it, doesn't it makes more sense because Ubisoft published both of them. So yeah, it's very obvious that Ubisoft is having gave them a bigger budget and let them kind of do their thing, and they're like, all right, you've shown us that Trials Evolution was a huge success and that we can make more money. So I'm gonna give you guys a bigger budget and see what we get out of it. So, engine.
Wow, he sank like a stone.
Yeah, that guy's pretty fat. Actually, if he was fat, it would probably float. But yeah, pretty much, if you want to know everything you need to know about Fusion, is that it's Trials Evolution, but better. That's exactly what it is. The campaign, like I said, 4 out of the 8 different chapters, at least chapters is what I'm going to call them, took me about 2.5 hours, and I wasn't really breezing through, or I was kind of taking my time. As you're seeing here, I'm going fairly quickly, but I'm not really.
Now here's the thing I want to say. How can you really take your time on something as straightforward as the default tracks in a game like this?
Making sure you get the fastest time possible, playing over it numerous times to make sure you get that gold, personal best, stuff like that, perfection, more or less.
Okay, I thought you meant through each level individually, not the good job, the game as a whole.
This one, okay, that was actually a pretty good job. This one is different. This is one of these skill games. It's usually 1 per chapter. I can't lean at all. So this is just kind of go as far as you can go and see how good you can do it. So it's entirely throttle control. So I think I did pretty decent here. I got the gold medal either way. This would usually just be a very easy course if I could lean, but not the case. And lost it, but hey, gold medal. Nap time.
Just handlebars right in the face.
Anyway, I think that's the very last one. Usually there's a skill game right at the end of the chapter. This one was a leaning one. It seems to change per chapter, but like I said, I've only played 4 out of the 8. If you wanted to play through all 8, I would go ahead and guess it would probably take you around 5 hours, and then you'd have just countless hours of time in the track editor. So, hey, there's been some Trials Fusion. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.